Before I even start planting my seeds, there are a few things that I actually consider before I put seeds in the ground. So let me tell you what those things are. The first thing I consider is which garden I'm gonna put what seeds in. So this garden over here I have, that one is fenced in from rabbits and deer. So I put things that are more precious that I don't want bunnies and deer to eat. So over there I put things like my peas, carrots, beets, onions, those kind of things. And then in this garden, this is where I put things that the deer and the rabbits won't necessarily touch, but also I take few risks. So for example, I have potatoes here. They won't eat those. Garlic. Then I have broccoli that we started together. So I have that protected netting, just that's from the white cabbage moth. They won't touch that, the deer and the rabbits. So far, so good. So things like that. Then I have ranunculus, some lavender, different things. The first thing that I do is I think, which garden do I want to put which seeds? And I do take risks sometimes. So sometimes I kind of roll the dice. As you can see here, I have my seedlings that are hardening off. I got lots of flowers, some peppers, some dahlias. So they're just kind of chilling out here. But I'm gonna plant radishes this row right here. I think I'm gonna take a risk, and those I'm just gonna plant in this garden because I am planning on planting these in the fall. So if this time around the bunnies happen to eat some, I'll still have another chance. So these are the ones that I'm willing to take a risk. It's not like I'm gonna starve if those don't grow, if the bunnies will eat them. Here I have some radishes. So with radishes, there's so many different varieties. There's this black Spanish, French breakfast, champion, lady slipper, the white icicle. There's a watermelon radish, cherry bell, and there's a white hailstone. I hope you can tell that I love radishes, but the way that I like them is pickled. So my plan is to grow lots and then pickle some for this season to eat now. And then I'm actually gonna plant them again in the fall and pickle that batch as well. So I'm very excited. So many roly-polies. They just love anything wet. They love wet soil, nice and cool. I'm gonna continue this row right here. And I'll do this row here. So radishes are fast growers. It only takes a month, 25 days for most of them. But there is one variety, I think it's the watermelon one, that actually takes a little bit longer. So these are 25 days, 27, 60. Yep, that's the watermelon one. It takes twice as long. Let's see, 28 days. 27, 20 to 30, and then 23 days. And these are 55, huh, interesting. So the more exotic ones, like the black Spanish, that one takes 55 days to maturity. And then this watermelon, that takes 60 days to maturity. So all these kind of specialty ones, they take a little bit longer. So that way I need to plan to plant them in an area that I know they can be for a while, because I'm gonna have these transplants that I'm gonna wanna try to put in different spots. So I gotta plan for these to stay longer, and then I'll plant the other ones that I will harvest sooner. So let's try it. I'll plant these specialty ones. So we'll do watermelon first. And then I'll do them back here in the back row. And these seeds don't have to be planted very deep. And I'm kind of spacing them an inch apart, because I'm imagining them getting nice and plump. So this black Spanish is a new one for me. I saw they had at Lowe's and I was like, ooh, I've never grown that one. Let me try. Kind of makes me think maybe I should do a little bit closer together. Just in case. Okay. White icicle. And then French breakfast. I'm gonna do French breakfast, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of white icicle. White icicle here. And then French breakfast, and then white icicle here. That's fun. Why not? Have fun, why not? And then this is where I do the French breakfast. And then here. Let's cover this up and water it. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow and maybe the day after. So this is a great time to do all the planting before the rain comes. The next thing I consider is if it needs a trellis. So I have these seeds. I have a few pumpkins, squash, and then I have a few flowers. And these will all go on my trellis, my arched trellis. And then I have a few cucumbers. So they're gonna go on this trellis right here. So if you can see, right now, half of my trellis is in the shade and the other half is in the sun. So that will change later in the evening. It'll be more in the sun, but I'm seeing that half gets more sun. So I wanna plant my squash, my pumpkins, on that side because it gets more sun. And then cucumbers can kind of handle a little bit part shade. So I'm gonna put them on this side and then just flowers in the middle. Put 2 seeds per hole. And then I'll do 2 in here. Oh man, now I gotta make sure my 2-year-old doesn't dig this up. I should put 1 more seed. Okay, so 3 seeds in each. And then put them on that side too. Three. And I have 2 different varieties just to make sure that they do well. And actually the other variety I'm gonna put on the other side of the trellis, in the fenced garden. So I'm gonna do Morning Glory. And these are all climbers. Yeah, provide support for rambling vines. And expect flowers all summer. Ooh, look at those seeds. So it's this one. And look at the seeds. Interesting. They look like radish seeds. So I'll put them in between. Okay. Let's do 2 cucumbers. Mark it more. Oh, these are tiny seeds. We'll do 3 seeds in here. Like this. And then this one. Oh my, look at these seeds. So this is Morning Glory. Look at these charcoal seeds. Look like radish seeds, but they're black. Probably a little further out. And then some in here. And then 2 cucumbers. I'll do some here. And then maybe out here. Okay. Water that in. And let's hope for the best. So I still have one more trellis over there that I want to do this kind of similar thing with, but I'm happy with that. And then before you know it, I'm out of space. So, okay, let me show you the next one. So here I have my second arch, and this is where I'll plant the same things. On this one, I already have some things that are perennial. So I have some daisies here, here, and then repeated. So they stay here and they come back every year. And then same thing with those pink flowers. They came back on their own. And then if you guys watch my strawberry episode, I planted those, transplanted the pumpkins or loofahs, whatever they are. So I have 3 here and 3 here. So that space is kind of already taken. So I'm gonna start out with cucumbers first, because to me, that's a priority. So, okay, I'm using up the last of these. Tender green. Mark it more. Yeah. We'll use the rest of these seeds. So I'll plant them in the center. So these are the morning glory. 3 in here. Cucumber. I don't know. 3 in here. I don't have anything planted back here. I need to move that netting. Maybe I can do them back there. I have so many volunteer snapdragons popping out everywhere. Maybe I'll do them in here. But I have this area. Okay. So I finished those seeds. I need to make sure that I'll have to make sure that I save my own seeds this year. Morning glory. Over here. It is so hot outside. This is April 20th, something like that. And it is already like high 70s. It's supposed to be 80 today. So quite different than a few days ago that I was planting all these seeds. The 3 things that I consider is, first, I choose things that we will actually eat, not just because it looks fun on the package. But anyway, so planting things that you actually eat. And then second thing to consider is who else likes to eat those things and where do you want to plant those things? So do the bunnies and the deer, do they like to eat that too? This is snapdragon. I don't think I want it here. And then the third thing to consider is what kind of structural support does it need? Does it need a trellising system? Or can it just be planted out? With the cucumbers, I specifically chose the variety that climbs because I do have trellises and I like picking cucumbers that way so they're not laying in the ground and you have to crawl and look through leaves and try to pick them. Oh, trellises is like the best way to go. Love it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this area. So the things I'm gonna plant are, show you. So I'm gonna do this lettuce. And then I have this lettuce as well. And then Russian kale. Now I've tried this one, I've tried this kale, the curly leaf kale, and I've noticed the bugs, the white moth butterflies love those. So they, you know, they lay their eggs there and then they start eating them. But I've noticed the Russian kale variety, this one, the red Russian variety, they don't seem to like it. So I planted it for the past few years, and I don't have any, like hardly any moth butterflies lay eggs on it. So they don't want to eat it. I will. Okay, so this is what I have. So the kale is 60 days to maturity. And then the lettuces are like 20 to 45 days. Just depends how big you want your lettuce. So I think I don't want to do a lot of kale. Do I want to do a lot of kale? Do I need to freeze some? Dehydrate. You know, I dehydrate kale and I add it to my Italian seasoning. It's really good that way. So that way I don't freeze kale. So I dehydrated. So we'll do one row. So in this bed, I'm going to have my peppers. And so they're going to be kind of in the middle of the bed. I have volunteer snapdragon, and then I have some volunteer poppy flowers that are coming. So they're going to be huge. So this area, a lot of it's going to be shaded. I was thinking about doing lettuce there because it needs the shade. But I don't know if it gets enough sun. Okay, so we'll do kale here. And maybe lettuce there because it'll be more shaded. No, we'll just do one big row, we'll see. Okay. And this lettuce, you have to, the red sails, you have to space it out 18 inches apart because I think it's like a big head of lettuce. So I'm thinking we'll kind of do this. And with lettuce seeds, they're so small, you don't plant them out very far. Okay, so if I can get like three heads here. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna get so hot really quick that we're not even gonna have time to, for it to grow into a head. It's gonna stress out. Okay, we'll do kale. I love kale seeds. How fun are they? Looks like something you would like candy or something. So we'll do a little bit of kale. And I'm probably gonna do it so I don't have to pick it. It can get pretty big, but I'm thinking I just wanna pick it small. And then we'll do this. Oh my, that's a lot. Spread that out. I'm gonna do a quick row of lettuce here. Right here I have some cilantro, and I'm gonna do a row of lettuce. And my thinking behind that is this is gonna get more shaded because like once these kind of grow up, the squash and all that, they're gonna shade out this area. Hopefully it won't bolt as fast. And I'm gonna do just this mix. So now I just have to water, and my motto for this year is going to be, do your best and let God do the rest. So there's only so much that I can do. The rest is up to God. So have a good week, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.